Okay, now sit back and relax. All right, class. Let's see. First of all, that's how you write my name. All right, that's the first name. Krasnir, difficult to pronounce. Almost impossible. Last name is Petrov, equally hard. This means that my grandfather's name is Peter. Okay. The quick and easy nickname is Chris. Everybody knows it, right? Okay. So I come originally from Bulgaria. And I've been teaching many countries around the world. I got my master's from the University of Delaware, that's in economics. I got a PhD from the Ohio State University, that will be 17 years ago. About that time, back in the old days, 20 years ago, it's 96, 97, 98, I specialized in this little thing called business analytics, as in business data analysis. Now will be a good time for you to zoom in. Okay, you can zoom in, you can see the textbook, and you can see the title nice and well, right? Is it good?
Yes.
Okay, okay, you're a fast learner.
I know how to take a...
Okay, very good. Now you can zoom out again. So, we're going to be doing this business analytics course. The textbook is by James Evans, and that's what I specialized about 20 years ago. Then I worked for 4 years in a major corporation from 2000 to 2004 doing business analytics, okay? And doing data analysis and data reporting, what we'll study. Then in 2004, I came back home. Home will be Bulgaria, and I would teach at the American University in Bulgaria. And in 2004, I taught a course in econometrics. And statistics and econometrics, kind of like the same stuff, okay? And since then, I've been doing mostly finance, financial economics, money, banking, financial institutions, investments, macroeconomics, business cycles, and I haven't done any data analysis and statistics in 12 years, and I've forgotten everything, right? So, we'll try to remember what it was and how it works. Back in the old days, 20 years ago, I was an expert in SPSS. And again, I've forgotten everything, and now we'll try to learn it all over again. You'll be learning with me, and I'll be learning with you. You, I understand, did already a little bit of the statistical package R. Is that true? Okay, so you'll be teaching me a little bit on how to work with R, okay? And I'll be learning along the way with you. This course is very simple and straightforward, okay? We just go through chapter 1, and chapter 2, and chapter 3, and chapter 4, and we go as far as we can. All the way to chapter 7, you already studied in your statistics course. It's also very familiar. Like visualizing data. You just do charts and graphs, okay? Very simple, very easy. Exploring data. You just look at the data, okay? There's nothing really special. Next one is descriptive statistical measures. You've already done that. What's the mean? What's the average? All right, simple things like what's the average GPA in class? What's the average attendance? Oh, what's the tallest guy in class? What's the highest score? What's the lowest score? Okay, these are basic descriptives. That's what you use most of the time in business. Then you got number 5, probability distributions. And probability distributions, you already studied them, we'll do it again, okay? Next one will be sampling. What is a sample? How to do sampling? How to do estimation, okay? And number 7 is statistical inference. You've already done statistical inference. So that's the first half of the course. And the first half of the course, because you've already studied it all in statistics, we'll go through it a little bit quicker. I'll go a lot quicker in reviewing the stuff in class, okay? And then you'll be going a lot quicker in the exercises, okay? And then in the second half, we're gonna slow down. There will be new stuff, like number 8, predictive modeling and predictive analysis. Number 9, basic regression analysis. Number 10, forecasting. Okay. Number 11, simulation and risk management. Number 12, data mining. I worked in my corporation for about 6 months as data mining. Okay. Before data mining, it's called data warehouse. You get the data from different places, you put them together, and then you try to find what you can. Okay. Well, that was like 14 years ago. Okay, but I remember. Next one will be 13. Optimization will be like linear optimization, what it is and how it works. And number 14 is, again, applications of linear optimization. And hopefully, maybe, we'll get to integer optimization and non-linear. Now, the course is being scheduled in a very simple way. We got 2 meetings per week for 3 hours. We meet today on Mondays, and we have 1 hour of, theory, as in concepts, which for students usually means PowerPoint, right? PowerPoint, okay? So basically we just talk about what's what and how it works. And of course all of this stuff will be basically familiar to you, at least for the first 6 or 7 weeks. And we got 2 hours is in the lab. And in the lab, it's all exercise. And in the exercises, it goes very simply. Exercise 1, exercise 2, exercise 3, exercise 4, and so on. Is it very clear? All right, you got the midterm, it's going to be all in the lab. You got the final, it's going to be all in the lab. You're probably going to get maybe 2 quizzes, you're going to be all in the lab, okay, maybe 10% each. I got a little something over here. Now, if you go on your computer system, which I've been learning along the way the last week, there's a syllabus. It's under general information, okay? And that syllabus tells you the same thing. Well, these are the hours that we meet, okay, that's the schedule. The course description is what I just told you. Well, these are pretty much what we're going to cover. What are the learning outcomes is understand basic analytics. Number 2, use the software, right? Number 3, run it, get the results. And number 4, well, interpret the results, what the results mean, okay? It's the meaning, the business meaning, and what's the decision? In other words, okay, now that I see the results, what's it mean, right? For example, we run a quiz, okay? And when we run a quiz, and it's out of 100%, and the average is 30%, what does it mean? What does it mean? 30% average on the quiz. Well, means most students fail. means something's going wrong. Means I'm not teaching you well or you're not learning well, okay? Means I gotta change something, you gotta change a lot, okay? Now, if the average is 80%, what it means things are going well and we keep going the way we will, okay? All right, so this is the interpretation. You get the statistics, you get the data, but you need to ask, what does it mean? And what I'm supposed to do about it. If it's 80%, nothing, meaning keep doing what we're doing. If it's 30%, oh, we gotta make big changes. All right, the grading system is the same you always have, okay? It's standard, right? Okay, it's standard. I'm just using the table or whatever the system gives you. I'm not worried about the grades. My understanding is my job is to look at your score for each particular exam. That's very straightforward. There's attendance. Maybe I'll give you some homeworks. With the homeworks, it's fairly easy. It's we do in class as far as we can, and you do the rest at home. Okay, that's fairly straightforward. Now for the exams, it should be also relatively easy, like solve chapter 1, exercise 7, or exercise 3, okay? Now, for class in general, especially the lab and especially the quizzes, and I'll confirm with the dean about the exams, the best way, I've done many different ways. I've been teaching now, let's see, I've been teaching for 4 years when I was a graduate student at Ohio State. I was teaching for 1 year when I was a master's student, that's already 5. From 2004 till now it's 13 years, so 17 years about, okay? We'll do it like that. You can work in alone or in group of 2. You can pair up only 2 people. 3 people, not allowed. 4, more, not allowed. You can work 1 or 2. If you work 2, you work together, you consult together, and most likely you will write only 1 word with both names, and you're going to get identical score. Okay? Now, your grade may be different because you get an extra point on the video camera. Okay, that's number 1. Because you get some extra point because you were very active. Maybe, okay, if you work together, maybe you submit the same homeworks, okay? So most of the time, the scores will be always the same, but there may be a little exception, okay? That's not discrimination, it's usually a reward. Well, one major difference may be attendance. One person of the team is attending, the other one is not attending, right? So there's going to be some difference there. So working in pairs of 2 people maximum, okay? So you should start thinking of who you pair up with. Okay, let's see what else I have in here. Yes, I have. Usually in business they like to use, well, kind of like to use Excel. Excel is supposedly the easiest, but it's definitely not the best tool. It's kind of like one of the worst, okay? It's usually what you don't want to use. It's usually people who are not very competent, who don't know what they're doing. They can quickly learn a few boxes and a few things. But on the other hand, it's nice to know. So we're going to try to, and you'll be trying to do some Excel on your own, okay? The big software is called SPSS. Have you seen it? Or not yet? Okay. It is user-friendly. It means very easy to use, very easy to learn. Everything is with a drop-down. There is no real programming. I mean, you can do some programming, but you don't have to. Okay. And SPSS is the commercial version of this. The free version is called open source, meaning it's free, anyone can download and you can install on your computer. It's called PSPP. When we go to the lab, we'll probably install it. You can download it at home if can just type, as in Google, download PSPP or PSPP software. It's very easy to install, very easy to run. We're going to be learning it later this week when we go to the lab. Okay. Let's see what else. We might be using your R software as much as we can. You know, again. Ideally, you'll try to learn some Excel. You'll try to do the PSPP and maybe along the way learn R. And you should be able to do at least one, maybe two of them. But this is where the big expectation for you to learn a new software. Now, if someone is smart and someone is sharp, okay, you may use only R. In other words, if you feel, how many of you feel comfortable with R? Well, don't look back, don't look back. Well, if you feel comfortable with R, you can just continue to use the R, okay? At the end of the day, you need to be able to do the job, okay? And do the job well, okay? So, that's how it goes. Now, let's see what kind of, okay. Well, if you actually look at the syllabus, all I did was basically copy the chapters, okay? Chapter 1, Introduction. Chapter 2, Analysis and Spreadsheets, okay? Chapter 3, Visualization and Exploring Data. Chapter 4, Descriptive Statistics. Chapter 5, Probability Distributions. All right. So that's a little bit about the course. We got about 25 minutes, which means I can go quickly through the chapter. I got some PowerPoint. We need to see how we power up the projector. Somebody got to help me somehow. And let's open up for questions. Any questions, at least related to me and to the course. Anything you might be interested in, want to know. You, on camera, right?
Yes.
Get the bonus point for recording this video.
So I have
Yes.
a question. Can I do it at my own will? Like
again?
Like if you don't tell me to zoom, can I zoom?
Yes, sure, of course. You can zoom in. All right. Yes, of course. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. Yeah. Whatever you would think will be best for the YouTube viewer. Well, YouTube viewer might be your classmate, someone who just didn't enroll yet, or somebody else, okay? Or there's going to be a lot of people around the world. So, let's see. Any other questions? Any other questions about the course? Anything else? Okay, well guys, can anyone see where is there a button? How do we get this thing going so that
You have to do it manually by touching the button.
no, the power there?
Yes.
How is it done? You push the button up? You get the chair and push it up?
Well, someone has to do it manually.
Alright, stop the camera. Okay, stop the camera. Take a break.